Hi, this is Emma, and welcome to Esoteric Detective. As far as accepted history goes, the country of New Zealand was an empty set of islands before the Maori people arrived. But was it really empty, at least of people, or was there an older people already on New Zealand long before the native Maori arrived? Stay tuned as Esoteric Detective investigates 6 things that might prove New Zealand was settled by an ancient unknown people. Number 6. The Ki Manawa Wall. In New Zealand, the Ki Manawa Wall is a stone wall that some believe displays evidence of another ancient people may have arrived before native Maori. This is evidenced by the fact that Maori people do not have any signs in their histories of building with stone or using it in any wall structures, at least not in the way seen in the Ki Manawa Wall. The wall is near Lake Taupo in New Zealand and faces north, and consists of smooth, megalithic stone blocks with symmetrical corners. Let's take a look.
Or more years ago, a culture that erected huge stone structures like the Egyptian pyramids and the temples of the Aztecs. Does the answer lie in the mysterious Ki Manawa stone wall buried deep in the forest near Taupo? While geologists still wonder whether it's a natural rock formation or not, later this month, archaeologists will begin excavating around it.
It's not what you expect to find in a country where human history is only a few hundred years old. Geologists can only come to one agreement about one aspect of this block wall. It's been here at least 2,000 years.
There's 2 schools of thought at the moment. One that it's a natural occurrence, and one that the blocks of rock have been placed here by some early civilization.
The Ki Manawa Wall's well known to hunters and trampers, half an hour's drive down a dirt road on the highway between Napier and Taupo. Most of it's buried, but not for long. It's on Department of Conservation land, and it's decided there's enough doubt about its origins to warrant digging it out.
Yesterday, our archaeologists dug down about half a metre below this face here, and this face was still going down, and we used a steel probe to feel underneath, and we were striking rock underneath that. So that gives an indication that at least there's something further down again. And the rocks themselves bend in a sort of a semicircle around, and it may be the shape of some sort of structure.
This red beach discounted.
Although stone is notoriously hard to date, some researchers believe that it has to be at least 2,000 years old. But the first native Maoris to arrive in New Zealand only arrived at most 800 years ago. Hence, if the wall was really built 2,000 years ago, and not a natural structure, then it would be evidence that some ancient people built it. Number 5. Oral histories of the Maori show an ancient culture existed before the Maori arrived. In Maori histories there are a people who are called pre-maori, or fairy folk. These people, according to Maori oral histories, were said to have been here before the Maori people, and then to have once coexisted with Maori. They were said to have fair hair and white skin, as well as blue eyes. The legends say the fairy folk were similar height to the Maori, and according to Maori and local tribes, these people lived in what the Maori described as constructed hilltop forts. The fairy folk were also said to have gifted the Maori the ability to do weaving and other arts and crafts, such as carving, of which the Maori people cherish even to this day. Number 4. DNA evidence. The fact that what the Maori called the fairy folk coexisted with Maori has been supported by recent DNA testing by scientific researchers. One such case, the first of its kind, was when a DNA test was performed on a 72-year-old Maori woman called Ki Manawa, which showed that she did in fact have ancient descendants who had white skin, red hair and blue eyes. Monica, who believes firmly that she is a direct descendant of the fairy folk, and that is why her eyes and hair color match their descriptions. Number 3. The Jesus Watch. In a cave found in New Zealand's Northland, on a farm, a strange engraving was found on a giant rock. It was what has been dubbed the Jesus Watch. The engraving is what scholars say is an ancient Greek celestial calendar. and since its finding it has led many researchers to speculate that New Zealand in ancient times was found at some stage by the Greeks. Maybe even settled. Number 2. Although New Zealand is far from any large land mass, apart from Australia, and would have been hard to sail to in ancient times, one people are known to have had the technology to do it. And recent scientific testing shows it not only works, but worked well. One example is what the Vikings use, and was called a sunstone. They were crystals that when held to the sun, gave the navigator an ability to chart the course of the sun, and acted like a compass. If the Vikings had this technology, then it shows that ancient people had the ability to navigate long distances. Hence, it is not only possible, but probable, that before a true understanding of longitude and latitude, that ancient people navigated long distances on the technology they had. Thus, we can conclude that ancient people had the ability to navigate to New Zealand. Number 1. The Titude Rocks. In the small beach town of Ragland, New Zealand, there are some 27 hard, basalt boulders that bear carvings clearly made by man long ago. The strange symbols do not match any known Maori carvings. Among the Raglan rock depictions are stick-like human figures, what appear to be rudimentary letters, figures which might be numbers, and a variety of strange shapes. They are somewhat similar to petroglyphs found in a cave in Irian Jaya, which graphically depict navigational instruments and ships similar to Greek vessels. In the Titude Rocks, one rebus, shaped like a reversed Y, is also found as a letter in the Phoenician writing from 1000 BC. Another, an inverted V, is also the Sumerian script character for bread. All of which is very interesting given that the Maori people, like other Polynesians, had no form of writing at all prior to European arrival in New Zealand. So these petroglyphs would seem to predate their presence here. What do you guys think? Do you think that there were ancient people who lived on New Zealand before the Maori or European people arrived? Or are the history books of New Zealand right, and there was no one here on New Zealand before the Maori people arrived? Stay tuned and subscribe to Esoteric Detective to keep up to date with the strange and unusual. And please give a thumbs up if you liked the video. Until next time, hoist up the John B. sails, let's make history on a foreign shore. But just make sure you don't forget your sunstone, otherwise we might get lost.